It's an old play. It's an old chestnut. But what Arin has done is she's blown the dust off it, and not even blown, but she took an atom bomb and blew the dust off, and there is a new life and a new approach to it.
Thornton Wilder was definitely in a place of flux when he wrote this. We were in the midst of war, on our way to war, not sure how the war was going to turn out. And so we are in a very similar place right now. A war of sorts in terms of the ideologies of our country and not knowing where we're going. And for many of us, it's a frightening time.
There's only what I know, and what I don't know, but I don't know. There's only what I know, and what I don't know, that I don't know.
Skin of Our Teeth reminds us, I think, as a play, that we will begin again, we will build again.
Sabina is very much a fatalist and a cynic. She doesn't see much hope, and she panics, and often her instinctual reaction to crisis is to just find the path of least resistance. And she despairs a lot, and I can relate to that.
Mr. Antrobus, what's that? That big white thing? Mr. Antrobus! It's ice! It's ice!
She's an ordinary girl, is how she describes herself, and can't articulate the many intricacies of humanity and the human spirit and why we forge onward.
All right, Sabina, pass the sandwiches.
I thought I was working in a respectable home with respectable guests. I've given my notice, Mr. Antrobus, 2 weeks, that's the law.
She keeps quitting and then she stays because I think it's the only control she feels over her environment and her life. And that makes her feel like she has agency. But actually, she's inextricably tied to this family.
Splendid.
Yeah. You are a fine woman, Maggie, but a man has his own life to lead in the world.
Well, after living with you for 5,000 years, I guess I should have a word to say or two, shouldn't I?
Mrs. Antrobus believes that the roles that she plays and how she directs her family is integral to the continuance of civilization. That each thing that we do as a family and as individuals is very important to moving forward. And she represents all the hope that we have in the world.
Maggie, I didn't dare ask. My books, they haven't been lost, have they?
No, there's some right there. Getting tattered.
Yes! Remember, Maggie, we almost lost them before, and when we did finally collect a few torn copies out of the old cellars, they ran through everyone's head like a fever, as good as rebuilt the world.
He is saying there are people who went through what we are going through before, and we need to listen to them. And he says the first thing that people who really want to be present in this world and live and learn need to listen to what the people around them are saying.
I think it's important that people see this show now because we're addressing how humanity marches through moments of terrible distress and crisis. It's a roadmap that makes me feel like we have a reason for moving forward.